Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we got a new build and it's gonna be a Mazda. Let's check it out. The legs are straight. Woo! Woo! Sounds amazing! Mad! Salvage Nation.
We love the Beamers, the Benz, the Porsches. All of my fans are now they're supporting. Style with nothing but look at us now. Whoever supporting, I'm making you proud. Whoever supporting, I'm making you proud. Salvage Nation, look at the squad. We're up in the front line, look at the car. Look at the car.
That's right guys, we only went and got a Maserati on the channel. Let me show you around in a bit more detail. Guys, I've only done a Mazda and went and got a Mazda. Check it out. This is not just a regular Maserati. This is the Granturismo S. It's fully loaded and you saw the videos, you saw the slow motion. This interior, jeez, look at that. Interior is nice. But before we jump the gun, let's step back. I'm gonna give you a full walk around of the exterior and then we'll check out the inside. So guys, we're gonna start from the front of the car. Have a look. Now, you might think, oh, it's just missing a bumper. But if I go a bit closer, you start to see a lot more things that are damaged, that are bent, that are broken. And this car sustained quite a heavy hit or heavy impact on the front end. And you can tell by the way the chassis arms, the way they connect, they're all bent. The positive though, the legs are straight. There's no chassis damage on the inner legs, etc., etc. Another thing that I noticed I'm really gutted about is if you come from this angle, the rads, they look pretty okay. But there's no water in the system and the rads are actually broken on this car. That's something that we're going to be tucking into later on in a future episode. We've got to strip down all of this, see exactly what's happening behind the radiator pack, and hopefully, you know what, I've seen some of the rads online and they're so expensive. There was one that popped up that was a tad bit cheaper, and believe it or not, within a few hours it just went, and we missed out on that one. But if you've got if any of you happen to have any parts for a Maserati Granturismo S, do get in touch. When the car got delivered, I've been sitting on this car for quite a while. We've been looking for parts, and you know what? I'm tired of looking for parts, so I don't want to hold off dropping this build any longer because I know that you guys are gonna like it. I'm liking it, I'm excited, and I wanted to drop this as soon as possible. But guys, with the bonnet open, take a look at these ponies. This is the first time I'm working on a car like this, so I know a lot of you guys have probably seen this engine before. Let me know what you think of the engine. Let me know the specs of this engine. Let me know what this engine's all about. All I know is it sounds amazing. I'm gonna be doing a cold start for you guys in a minute, but the engine looks really, really clean. I really like the red headers, and just have a look at that. Oh yeah. This is gonna do some damage. This is gonna do some damage. But first, we need to sort out all of these issues. Now, I got really lucky with the headlight. Have a look, this headlight has just got a little crack right here, but there's nothing that's really, really damaged. Like, can you guys guess how much one of these headlights costs? I'm not even gonna say it. I want you guys to actually go Google it. You will be surprised. Parts for this car are so expensive. So expensive. But anyway, I'm not moaning. Let's continue. Have a look at this wing. You can see a big old dent right there, and you can see it's curved right here. But because this is an older type of car, it was made with steel, so we should be able to repair this wing. Innit, Mustafa? We repair this wing, yeah? Yeah. You sure? Of course. All right. We should be able to repair this wing because, once again, a wing on this Maserati is an arm and a leg. This door, we haven't got any damage. This rear quarter, we haven't got any damage, but I really like the rear end on the car. Have a look at that. What do you see there? Salvage Nation, man. 2023, I told you we're coming with bigger, better things than last year. I never would have thought we'd be rebuilding a Maserati on the channel. But anyway, here we are. I really like the alloys as well. Take a look at the alloys. I really like them. What size are we running? See, I don't know the specs. I don't know the standard specs of anything on this car. Bloody hell. They're 20s. They are 20s, look at that. 20" on the rear, and what have we got on the front? 20" on the front as well. That is crazy. Now, the rear of the car, the boot wasn't locking. And I think it's just really down on power. So the battery, it's a huge old battery in the boot, and the car has just got no power. And I'll get to that, and I'll explain that in a bit. So get all of this junk off of there. But just have a look at that paintwork. Oh, hopefully we can buff the rest of the car up and bring it back to that glory. Now coming around to this passenger side, the rear quarter, we've got no damage. The rear door, the passenger door, we've got no damage. If I step back, you can see there's no damage there. And luckily, this wing has got no damage. Now, have a look at this. I was like, why is this windscreen broken? But if you look right here, the dashboard is actually blown. So on this model, this little bit pops up, and that's what's happened. It's popped up, you can see the markings right there, and it's broken the glass. So, I haven't even got a quote yet, but I'm pretty sure that this thing is gonna cost, yet again, a ton of money. And speaking of money, this is where this car is making all of its money. Look at this interior. Now it's a cross between a tan and a peanut butter. It's not as dark as peanut butter. It's not as light as tan. Somewhere in the middle. I don't know how it looks to you on camera, but to me, it looks really nice, really smart. I like that the door cards are matching, and the door cards have actually got airbags in them. That is clever. But if they were to go, then you're gonna have to get a new card. So that's an airbag right there. It's got the airbag up there, like I said. And I'm assuming that there's going to be no seat airbag. Or maybe there is, I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments. Everything inside is looking tidy. This is a 2009 model, so for a 2009 car, there's not a lot of bad bits that I'm seeing on this interior. It's really clean, really nice. Now, so guys, I've given you a brief walk around of the new Maserati on the channel. Now I'm going to give you a cold start because this thing sounds amazing. But first I gotta go get a battery booster because the battery's dead, as you always do when you get cars from the auction. So I'll see you in a minute. Guys, look at the gearbox. The gearbox is a bit weird on this one. It's got a press, it's got the press key. That's Italian. Some of the old Abbas has got that. Come on. Woo! Woo! Have a listen to that. Yeah, sounds good.
I turn it off.
Wait, man. No water. No water.
No petrol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Off. That's it. Come on. Alright, you guys, so it's the next morning here. As soon as we started it up last night, you saw Mustafa was saying that it's really low on petrol, and 2 minutes later, as soon as I turned the camera off, it actually cut off. So we want to take the car outside today. I want to show it to you in the light, but I need to go to the petrol station, pick up some petrol. Also, check this out. As you guys know, I'm also working on the prototype car, and if you can see, the back is all jacked up. That's because this car kept saying it's got a full tank, and for some reason, it just wouldn't start. When I went down below, have a look, this is the old petrol tank. So the petrol tank it was leaking. That's really dangerous, so I'm glad that I found it when I did. So the petrol tank was leaking, and I actually cut this side open to show. On that side, you got the fuel pump and the electric fuel cylinder. This is the seal side of the petrol tank, and in there's another sensor. I wasn't aware there are 2 sensors. Now have a look at this. It's actually, I don't know if you can see that. Let me get the light. If you look inside, that's another sensor. So this fuel tank actually has 2 sensors and 1 fuel pump. I wasn't aware of that. And this side seems to be broken, and that's why it kept saying full tank. So what I want to go ahead and do now is I need to get petrol for the prototype car, and I also need to get petrol for this car. Look how big that battery is. I'm going to take that battery out, put it on the charge as well, and see if we can salvage that. So that's the plan. Let me get a container right there, and we're going to head down to get some petrol. Alright guys, so we're all back. I've got a ton of petrol. I'm going to split it half on the Maserati, half on the M140i, and I've got, where is it? Got a little hand pump. I'm going to pump it into here, and hopefully you can get this car started. And I just want to see it move. Just want to see it move, show you guys it moving. I've got a bit of work to do on the M140, and I'll explain all of that in a bit. But for now, let's get some petrol into these cars. Ah, come on. Oh man, guys, that took ages. Now let's connect some power and get this car started. Oh, I'm so excited, I'm so gassed. Woo! Alrighty then. So that's taking it off the bottom. Last night it was completely down to below 0. That's taking it up to reserve territory, and I'm happy with that. So we got airbag failure, go to dealer, adaptive light control unavailable, tire pressure, parking brake failure. Oh wow. It's got quite a lot of failures, but it sounds amazing. Oh my god! Mad! Mad! Anyway, that's enough. Come on, come on. Stop. That's sorted. Guys, I'm happy. That's one down. Now I want to show you. Like I said, I had to change this petrol tank on the M140. Also, this had to come out, which is the prop shaft. When this came out, I noticed that this bearing was broken, so I had to get a replacement bearing. That replacement bearing has been fitted and it's all good. I had to remove the complete exhaust right there as well, so I can get space. And if you look down there, that's the new petrol tank that's in place. Now, whilst the car was up, I think I might have gotten lucky here, and I think that the car has actually got an LSD. But there's only one way to find out. Now, when you turn the prop shaft, both the wheels are turning in the same direction. And I think that I might have gotten lucky. I know that some of these M140s, they come from factory with the LSD. I'm hoping that it is, because we're gonna have some fun. But anyway, what I wanna do now is, I wanna fill this one up with some petrol, get this one started, and see if this gas tank is still leaking. Come on, man, in the future, we could potentially have modded M140 versus a stock Maserati. Who do you think will win? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright guys, so some time has gone, and as you can see, like I said, the new petrol tank is in place. It's completely secured down with all the straps. I went ahead and I refitted that prop shaft. However, I've left this one off, because that's the rear back box. That's not on. We're going to be doing something exciting with that later on in this build, so stay tuned for that. With all the work completed on the petrol tank and everything underneath there, I want to, let me get in. I've got my fire extinguisher on standby just in case, because we're working with a lot of petrol and a lot of electronics, so I've got that. This is going to be mounted in this car at some point in the future. I've already got the mount, and as you can see, it's ready to be mounted. So I need to look for a suitable place to mount this little bad boy, because we're going to be pushing this car to stage 2+, and yeah, just in case, it's best to keep that. I just want to double check. So first thing, I'll switch on the ignition. Now have a look. See, that is now saying that it's down in the reserves. From the moment I got this car, it kept telling me full tank, and it kept running out of petrol. Like, I thought maybe something was wrong with the engine, but then I realized it was out of petrol, and that's because the cylinder unit was broken. So now, see if it starts. There you go. And guys, remember I fitted this in the last episode on this car, and this is still yet to go down to VPEX trims. I need to take it down to my guy Valentino, who's gonna upgrade the trim on this and complete this steering wheel build. But that's not the point. The point is, have a look at that. My fuel cylinder unit is fully working, and this car sounds amazing. Yes, I am happy. So guys, that's an absolute result. I am very happy. Everything here is working. I've got a low battery, so I'm gonna charge that, and I need to charge the battery on the Maserati. But this is where we're gonna end this episode. I wanted to take both of the cars out, but Mustafa is very busy over there. We got a whole bunch of cars that are in at the moment for little jobs, and it's just gonna be too much headache to move all these cars around just to take them out and then bring them back in. So in the future episodes on the Maserati, I'll show you more on that, and on the future episode on the M140, I'll show you a ton more on this. I've got so many plans. Like I said, we're going to be doing something very special with the exhaust. See, it's all kicking off here today, guys. It's all kicking off. So guys, there you have it. I told you the new build on the channel was going to be a Mazda, and it turned out to be a Maserati. If you want to see how we get on with this, we got big plans. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. And this is why I always say keep it moving, because a year and a half ago, when I was working in a car park, when I was working for the NHS, when I was doing so many other things other than what I'm doing right now, who would have thought I'll be rebuilding a Maserati on Salvage Nation? But here we are. We always keep it moving, and I want to thank you guys for rocking with me for the last year and a half. We've got bigger and better things coming, so stay tuned. Anyway, all of that done. Like I always say, keep it moving, and I'll see you in the next one on this and beyond.
Look at the car.